everyone, welcome back to my channel, Hope Not Plans. This is Brooke, and today I'm coming at you with a plan with me featuring Simply a Mess's kit, Princess of Genovia, which is custom art for her shop that is inspired by the original Princess Diaries movie. So I have the mini kit with the label sampler. And then you'll see I am pulling this is actually my first time using Caress Press's Bougie Box tape. I just felt like this kit needed a little something extra, so I decided to pull those. Like I said in my haul, I only have hollow, but I'm really excited to see how that turns out with this spread. So if you didn't see my kit lineup, I chose this kit because this week is the 20th anniversary of the original Princess Diaries. It came out August, I think, 3rd of 2001, so long time ago. So this plan with me is featuring the week of August 2nd through the 8th. So a lot of what you'll see in this spread after I get the base laid down is a lot of Summer Olympics. I did keep up with a bunch of what was going on, particularly both artistic gymnastics, which is what like Simone Biles and Suni Lee do, as well as rhythmic gymnastics, which is the form of gymnastics where they use all the props like the ball, ribbon, clubs, stuff like that. And then I also was a big supporter of diving and swimming as well. So most of this week of the first full week of August had mostly diving and rhythmic gymnastics. The fun thing about this was that since Tokyo is 14 hours ahead, a lot of the live coverage was at like really weird times. So for my front desk job, I get there at 5:30 and I'm there till 1:30. So some of the live events from Tokyo were actually going on at the beginning of my shift, so I was able to watch those on mute when I had the opportunity. So that was a pretty cool experience, and that was mostly the first week with artistic gymnastics, because they would often start events at like 5 or 5:30 my time, which is Central Standard Time. And some of the individual events even started at 3 a.m. my time, which I was not waking up for that. And then there was a lot of track and field at that time, but I didn't really watch much unless that was in prime time. So yeah, this week you'll see a lot of Olympics mentions in here. Otherwise, it was just a pretty standard week. So for this, to put my work schedule in my sidebar, I've been trying to change up my sidebar and comment if there's anything interesting that you do with your sidebar that might be helpful for me. I just feel I was tracking my steps for a while, and honestly, I just haven't been as active in the past few weeks. So I just feel like using my like sidebar like week tracker was a waste, and I don't feel like putting 3 full boxes in there right now. Yeah, I just decided to track my work schedule on my sidebar instead of in my week. But going into my daily plans, Monday was the day I put my first printable kit listings up in my Etsy shop. So if you haven't seen my Etsy shop is Hope Not Designs, you can find it at the link I have below. And I am trying to upload 2 or 3 kits a week that are printable kits. So you'll see I have, I think, 5 kits up by the time I put this video up, and I will do a video shortly showing you guys just a little more about my kits, art I use, etc., all that fun stuff. But after I had work and had my nap for the day, hey guys, so my recording cut out after I started talking about Monday, so please bear with me as I go through this, as I've already talked through all of this once already for like 10 minutes. So going back to Monday, after I put my kit listings up, I had my usual nap. Then after my nap, I watched the movie 1 Hour Photo. And then that evening, I watched the Olympics, and I am marking that I am stressed, featuring this character from Once More with Love. And then I designed some future kits, and then I marked that I planned a little bit. Tuesday, I had my normal work schedule. Then I had not my usual nap. I had a Zoom call that was stressful. It was stressing me out all day, but it ended up pretty well. And then I went to go get a COVID test because I was notified of a possible exposure, and luckily it did come back negative. And then I watched the Netflix movie Resort to Love, partly because it was in the top 10 and it just piqued my interest. And then I watched Olympics that night as well, primetime coverage. So lots of track, I think, as well as maybe some diving. I don't remember what aired that night. And then I did some more design. And then I'm marking that I started Leanne Moriarty's book 9 Perfect Strangers, because I was finally able to get it from my library, because I do check out ebooks right now. And there's a Hulu mini-series coming out in like a week from when I'm doing this voiceover. So I really wanted to read the book before watching the mini-series. And then Wednesday was a day off. I did wake up early, unfortunately. So I'm marking that with a sticker from Wonton and a Million. Then I was catching up on the latest episode of The Bachelorette. And then since I did wake up early, I was tired still, so I took a nap, marking that again with a Wonton and a Million sticker. And after my nap that afternoon, I went to go see Jungle Cruise in theaters. Luckily, they're not very crowded, so I still feel safe going. The movie was good. It was just a little too long, sort of dragged out, but otherwise it was well done. And you'll see I'm marking from the bottom to the top for like the second half of my day, so I can fit that movie marquee in there as best as I can. And then that evening, I got a call from my dance studio boss, which made me angry because she doesn't want to work with my schedule. So we'll see what happens with that. And then that evening, I watched the latest episode of The White Lotus, which I'm really loving, on HBO. Thursday, I had my normal morning work shift. After that, I took my nap. And then I emailed another studio about a teaching job, potentially, which unfortunately didn't work out. And then I watched Drag Race All-Stars 6, the latest episode, that night. And then I watched the Olympics, so I watched Primetime and then some of the special stuff on NBC Sports. So that night I saw skateboarding, diving, and rhythmic gymnastics, which is pretty cool because I haven't seen any of the skateboarding stuff yet. And then I did some more design that evening. Friday was an evening shift, so it was payday, so I'm marking that. And then I am watching Peter's season of The Bachelor, so Bachelor 24. Since Bachelor in Paradise is coming up soon, and I want to know the people coming on from his season before I watch that. Then I marked that I was frustrated because I got an email back from that studio from Thursday that it's just not going to work out. And then I caught up on another episode of iCarly. I'm still behind, but I am watching the reboot. And then I watched the movie Calendar Girls, which is based on a true story, so it was entertaining and one of those heartwarming type things. And then my work schedule that evening was 4 to 7, so while I was there, I ended up placing orders for Planahana's Advent Calendar. I am getting the 12-day version, so I'm excited about that. And then I placed an order during Once More with Love's sale, especially to get Halloween character stickers, because I have none of those, so starting up my collection of those. And then I did watch Olympics when I got back home, so there was diving as well as team rhythmic gymnastics. And then Saturday was a day off. I woke up early again, which is sort of annoying. And then I watched the movie Basic Instinct. And then I'm marking with a Once More with Love zombie that I designed all day. So I was doing this like in between all the stuff that I'm marking, or during some of the stuff that I was marking. And I put the zombie because even though I used blue light glasses, my eyes got really, really tired. So it just felt sort of zombie-like. And then I watched the latest episode of American Horror Stories. So the like new one that's an anthology every episode. And then I watched the movie The Losers, since that popped up on Netflix. And for dinner, I had my like weekly fast food. So I had Popeyes, and I'm marking that with a Planet Hannah script and icon. And then again, I watched some more Olympics. So there was diving, which I'm a big Tom Daley fan. So it was exciting to see him win a bronze medal in platform diving. And then there was the rhythmic gymnastics team all-around final that I caught up with. And then Sunday morning, I woke up. The first thing that I really did of substance was film part of This Plan With Me. And then I wrote that I was catching up on Olympics because I have missed some of the individual artistic gymnastics events. And I wanted to see, like the Americans who did medal. I wanted to see those. And then I did mark that I was designing more, which I did throughout the day. And I also did that while I was watching Simply Stream Sunday on Christine's second channel. And then I am marking that I painted my nails with an SBC script. And I'm using my first doodle from Carly Plans. You can see my first order from her in my last haul video. And I'm using purple since if you are looking at my nails in the last portion of this video, there is some purple looking like topper. It's 2 unicorn skins that I put on top of black and white polish. So I thought purple was the best fit from the sheet that I had. And then I marked that I was watching the Tokyo closing ceremonies, which I'm always sad to see the Olympics end, but really excited that even with the awful situation that is the pandemic right now, we are lucky enough to have still the Summer Olympics, and then Winter Olympics are coming up in February in Beijing. So I'm super excited for those. So that's what this week was. Thanks so much for watching. Comment if I did mention about the sidebar. I don't know if that got cut off when I recorded or not. But if you have any suggestions for sidebar things to track in like the daily box, just because I don't like doing 3 full boxes, let me know in the comments below. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.